Velia, day 12 of this decluttering series. I hope that this series has helped you better understand yourself and the reasons for why you hold on to things. I also hope that you've made it a priority to set some time to schedule hanging out and decluttering your space. Thanks for joining, guys. I'm so excited to be here with you on this final day of this decluttering series. I'm happy, excited, and also sad that this is our last day. But I'm also working on some projects for more video series. We are going to be starting a manifestation series next month. So I'm looking forward to sharing some tips and tricks with you guys. On this final day of the decluttering series, we are going to talk about your vehicle and your yards, front and back. So I tend to save this for last because once you're so consumed with what's happening on the inside, it's kind of a little nerve-wracking to think about your outside yards, right? So we're going to just give you some tips and tricks once again on how to maybe take a look at the things that are around your home to see if they're actually uplifting the energy in your home or making you feel a little bogged down. I remember a long time ago hearing somebody say, I forgot what book I was reading, that said that your car is a representation of your life. And so I've been in some cars that are pretty organized, and I've been in some cars that look like people lived in them, right? So there's a mixture of stuff. I do know that clutter tends to make us feel a little claustrophobic, right? A little bogged down. So I'm going to encourage you guys to set a day aside once a week to take a look at your vehicle and ask yourself, when you're sitting in it, how do you feel? If there are things that are in your trunk that you have not had a chance to put in its place, maybe there's, some trash in there that you haven't had a chance to clear up. So I'm going to also be sharing a quick little sheet that I've typed up to help people stay organized. The maintenance work is much more important, I think, than the first haul of the actual decluttering because it helps you stay on top of things. It helps you stay focused. It helps you maintain all the wonderful changes you've made. And it also helps with accountability. It's also designed like a little checkoff list. So if you ever have anybody wanting to actually help you, and it's like cleaning the bathrooms, it actually says like wipe down sink, wipe down toilet, because how many people have maybe helped you clean the bathroom and forgot to wipe down the baseboards? That was my thing, right? So I would actually put it on a little checklist so people can clean it the way I would clean it. But I would never be able to communicate that if I hadn't realized what it looks like for me. So I was sharing that little checklist in the story on Instagram, and on Facebook I'll add it to the comments so you guys have that for reference, okay? Hoping that that'll be of use to you guys. So the vehicle that you're driving, right, whether it's yours, a family vehicle, whatever, I'm going to encourage you guys to start with the trunk first because that's where we kind of tend to throw everything out first. And start figuring out where it goes. Does it go inside the house? Does it have to go to somebody else's house? Does it have to go to the trash can? Like what is it? Where does the stuff have to go? Because if it's in the trunk, it's there for a reason. So I have people that, we're up the hill that will have like an overnight bag and they have it in the back of their truck. That's fine. Snacks, water bottles, whatever. That's great. But what else is in this vehicle that doesn't need to be in there? So go ahead and take some time to take a look at that trunk and see what that feels like. Then you go to your back seat. So move on forward. So always start with the trunk and move your way to the driver's seat. Why? Because if you are the driver of the vehicle, all you ever really see is the driver's seat view, right? So start in the back and work your way up. And a lot of revelations come when you're decluttering your car. It's kind of, it's kind of difficult to explain, but you kind of have to go through the motions to say like, oh my gosh, I've been living like this in my car and I didn't even realize it. So start from the back, right? Normally I tell you to start with the easy things and then work your way to the more difficult ones. But we're going to start with the back and work our way forward to the driver's seat. And I also want you to think about what day of the week you want to dedicate to spending a little more time actually decluttering your vehicle and making sure that you develop a system so you're not just kind of throwing things back there. But if that's a lifestyle and you're go, then one day a week, Saturday, Sundays, or whatever, make sure that's the day you go and you fuel your car if it has to get washed, and you also have to declutter it. So set one day aside a week. And again, I think it's on the checklist, so you'll have a reference for it later on. Also, the front of your house. When you pull up to the front of your house, is there any furniture, planters, weeds, you name it, something that you have to take care of to help with the appearance of your front yard, right? Anything you said you wanted to donate, anything you wanted to trash. So set some time up, hopefully by the end of the month, to get rid of the things that are not raising the vibration of your house, not making it feel welcoming, and just things that you had mentioned you were actually going to either get rid of, fix, design, or whatever the case may be, right? Sometimes in the landscaping, we say that we need rocks, we need borders, we need to get a gardener, whatever it is. So figure out what that is. Take some time to look at your front and backyard and start decluttering the space around you. If you cannot work on the design at the moment, at least get rid of all the excess stuff that's there that's blocking the energy of that home. Whether it's entering or exiting the back of your home, the energy around your home also needs to be cleared. So be mindful of that. If you think you have to have additional storage, ask yourself if the things you're storing are actually things you're going to be using, or if you're just holding on to them for emotional reasons or because you don't know what to do with them. So the same concepts we've been teaching throughout the series, go back and sit with yourself and really ask yourself if these things are necessary. Ask yourself why you're holding on to them, and ask yourself if you're going to use them or why you haven't used them, right? Those are important questions to ask. Okay, so it's pretty self-explanatory. Those two we save for last because they're not as complicated as far as how to organize those things. It's either keep it or find a space for it. I mean, either get rid of it or find a space for it. And those two things is who are you going to give it to? You can post them on Facebook. You can post them on OfferUp, Craigslist. We talked about those things. Many different platforms for you to choose from. And also taking pictures and sending them to family. You'd be surprised. Somebody might come pick something up that, you don't really care to see anymore, but yet they might have use for it at their home, right? So that's something that I'm going to highly encourage you to take some time to evaluate, to make sure you're clearing that space where you enter into your home, exit, and also the vehicle that you're driving to and from wherever you're going, especially those commuters who are commuting a long distance. So super, super important, you guys, to spend some time decluttering those spaces and make them so you want to be in those spaces. That's super, super important for all of us. Okay. How have you guys done on this series? Did all of you jump on? Are you watching this later on? Doesn't matter. The information is here. It's recorded. It's posted. You can always go back if you skipped a day. If you're starting later, go back and listen to it. These tips and tricks have been super useful to myself, and many, many people I've helped get organized. So I'm highly encouraging each and every week, every one of you guys to go back to the videos that may resonate with you. Maybe you are okay with paperwork, but there's certain areas that you need a little more support in. So whether it be your bathroom, your kitchen, or whatever, there's actual steps and videos. We've recorded 12. This is 12th today. So go back, ask questions. Feel free to make comments on each video, and I'll come back and get to you guys and answer those questions. Again, a lot of the things that I recommended you can find on Amazon, Target, Walmart. I mean, there's so many places you can find these things. There's a lot of people that are getting on this organization train and they start buying a whole bunch of stuff, and then many don't follow through with the actual execution of getting these things in place. So if you get stuck at any moment, like I said, go back and take a look at these videos. Ask questions. I am here to answer any of those questions that you may have. If you find yourself being a little more stuck emotionally to certain items, reach out, because that is also something that takes place. What we do is when we run into something and it seems too hard, we just stop. So I want you to break out of the habit of just avoiding having to confront those things. I want you to take them on, even if it takes you a little bit longer than you would like, and work through the emotions that come with processing these type of things as far as letting go. Right? I would love everybody to benefit from all the things that they can receive if they clear the space to receive. So if you find yourself a little stuck, if you find yourself a little overwhelmed, look at the stuff around you first. And that might be a good place to start as far as learning how to let go, of old things and allowing yourself to welcome in the new. So again, I'm going to post that little handy dandy sheet here. Go back, take a look at these videos once again. Get ready for our next series, which will be coming in January. Lots of fun stuff happening. We're going to be having some interviews with some amazing healers from all over the United States. They're going to be offering some amazing classes for you guys, some sessions, all that good stuff. But I wanted to jump on here and say thank you so much for all of you who have been following these videos, sending messages, and say congratulations to you and give you much kudos for taking on this task that isn't always an easy one, but definitely a necessary one to bring in the change that you want to see in your world. So thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Still looking forward to seeing more of those pictures. And once again, have an amazing night. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.